such a fun process coming up to a studio near you. Pretty cool. I really love the results of this process. Nobody knows what's going on in this studio. It's gonna be fun, so come join me now. Hello everyone! Today we're gonna make beautiful vintage monoprints. So first we're gonna see how to make black and white photo transfer monoprints. Since black and white are the obvious choice to create vintage, old-fashioned, classic-looking photo prints. But can we also make vintage artwork using different colors? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting test to do. Also, I'm going to share with you quite a few tips today, so I hope you don't miss them. Although they're not life-changing tips, but I think they'll be useful for your process, as they are for mine. And at the end of this video, we'll talk a little about making YouTube videos. Okay, I'm very excited about today's video, so let's start now. So today I'm going to use a gel plate to create our photo vintage monoprint. And like I mentioned, at first I'm only going to use the black and the white paints. It's very minimalistic. The photos I'm going to transfer today are printed with my laser printer on standard copy paper. I will link all the supplies I'm using, including my printer, in the description below. I'm not sure you can tell, but most of these are photos I took in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and Hollywood. I feel like I don't use my local photos, but today I will. As you can see here, I applied the paint to the gel plate and I spread it using a brayer. The first photo I'm going to use, I took outside Universal Studios in Hollywood. As you can see, in order to save on paper, I print on both sides of the paper. And I got a really good transfer here. And if this is all new to you and you're not sure how to transfer a photo or any other image using a gel plate, following this video, you might want to check out the beginner's video I previously made. There's a link to the basic tutorial video below this video, as always. All the links are always below the video. If you didn't know, now you know. But for now, let's go back to our current video. So now that the image is transferred to the plate, I let it dry before I continue. And today I would like to try something new while filming the process. And I'm just going to make random marks in the white paint. Let's see what happens. Let's see if they are going to show in the final monoprint. If they do, I think it will help the vintage vibe of these monoprints. When it's sticky like this, you know it's working. Very nice, and I like that the marks I made in the white paint add a nice grungy effect. And if you like this process, you're going to love my book, the new mixed media photography book. Check it out, it's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon, so make sure you check it out soon. And if you prefer the digital PDF version, check out the ebook. It's available on my new website, nitzakreativestudio.com. And while you're there, make sure to sign up to my newsletter. It's really fun and full of free goodies. So don't miss out on free goodies. I just love black and white photography. I used to print in the darkroom, and there's just nothing that feels quite the same. But making black and white monoprints this way, especially when they look like old school photo prints, is quite special for me. This one is a photo from Century City. I wonder if this bridge is still there. Next one, I took it in Hollywood, and I really like the street sign here that says Vine Street. I'm trying to make different marks on each transfer, just trying and testing to see what the final print will look like. I really like the way it came out. I can actually read the street sign, and I love the way the borders turn out. I really like this one because it came out so clear, but I actually think this one is my very favorite one. And before we go on to see how this process works with color, I have a couple of tips for you. Just something behind the scenes. Let's see what's going on behind the scenes. Nobody knows what's going on in this studio. So here you can see how I prepare one of my original photos to be printed for photo transfer with a gel plate. And I print a photo with my laser printer on standard printer paper. And now I would like to show you that not all my transfers turn out so great. And to be honest, I'm not sure why it happens. I feel like I did everything the same. But yeah, I get at least one of these in every session. So I just don't want you to think that it's always perfect for me. And don't worry, I'll have more tips for you coming up soon. Coming up to a studio near you. I think my jokes are only funny to me. Okay, so now let's see how to create color vintage monoprints. Unlike black and white, the thing about color prints is that it's more difficult to make them look old. Color is usually associated with modern type images, especially vivid colors. So obviously I'm not going to use vibrant colors. In order to solve this obstacle, we can look into colors that give a vintage vibe. Obviously, brown tone photos remind us of the first photographic images of the 19th century, and so do blueprints that look just like these early cyanotypes, or sunprints. Sometimes people call them sunprints. So this is one option, but we can also go to an era that is not that long ago, let's say the 70s. And we can select and use colors that give a 70s vintage vibe. I guess by now the 70s are considered vintage. I actually hear people talking about vintage items from the 90s. We are getting older so fast here. Okay, so let's go. Let's give it a go and see if we can actually make color prints with a vintage vibe. So first, let's try the idea of brownish looking prints. But we're not going to make them monochrome. This will be too easy and not much different than making black and white prints. So we will use different shades and put them together. I hope this works. The thing is that I can't just use any paints, but I need to use paints that actually work with this process. But I guess at the same time I can also test different brands of paints that I have around. If you've seen my previous videos, you already know Amsterdam acrylics work great for this process, and also I really like Graham Butcher paints. But today I have these other paints I would like to try. So today for the shades of brown print, I'm going to use Hippie Crafter paints. This set was sent to me for free by Hippie Crafter, which is very generous of them. So today I'm going to give these paints a try. Hopefully they work for gel printing my photos. In order to lift the print, I can use white or champagne color, but I think I will actually use buff color instead. It will complement the brown shades of the transfer very nicely. This is great. I definitely love this print. I took the original photo by the Laemmle Theater on Wilshire in Los Angeles. I really like that my prints have this brown vintage vibe, and I hope you like it too. So this is how it came out, pretty nice and has this vintage vibe which I love so much. And this one has more of a purplish vibe, but also looks kind of oldish. Kind of oldish. Now let's try that 70s or retro vibe. The 70s for the most part had these earthy tones, browns, greens, shades of blues and golden yellows. And I think this time I'll use Blick Matte acrylic paints. They are very nice paints and I definitely recommend them. They're quite creamy and obviously have this nice matte finish, which I think will help convey that 70s vibe. Not vibe, vibe. We are after the 70s vibe. Here I made a few swatches of what I think are the 70s colors, and I really like this combination of colors. I have to say, 70s or not, I just love this color combination. And this is the photo I'm going to transfer. It's a mid-century style home, so I think it fits. I love these colors, so let's quickly try another one. I have to say, the color vintage prints turn out much better than what I imagined. And that just shows you how you gotta try new ideas and new techniques. Obviously, it doesn't always work, but when it does, it's very nice. And before we go on, here are a couple more tips for you. I didn't forget. If you have too much paint on your plate, put the extra paint on another plate. When it's dry, simply lift it with another color. And now you have a nice background for another transfer. Maybe it's just me, but I actually love the original laser prints which are covered with paint. So I don't toss them, and actually quite often I keep them in albums or attach them to my journals. And final tip for today. When I gel print my photo, I usually wipe off my brayer in a paper pad like this one, which is Blick Matte. And then I use these papers as the background for my photo transfers. One of last video's comments was written by Noelia, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And anyway, it's a very lovely name. So this is what she wrote. Thanks a lot for the detailed tutorial. I will definitely try it. Looking forward to the next tutorial. No pressure there. So thank you, Noelia, for this comment. So I guess this is the next tutorial. But it's not exactly a tutorial. I'm just sharing my process, something I'm working on right now. Hopefully it's useful for you, but I'm aware it's not exactly a detailed tutorial. If you do want a tutorial, definitely check the older videos on my channel. I created plenty of tutorials in the past, but this year for me is different. This year is the year of building. Building my work, my website, expanding and spreading my outreach to the world. This is something I definitely always neglected. And most of all, building my skills and abilities, and if I have any. and pushing them to the next level. And I know many YouTube creators complain about the pressure by the algorithm to make more videos and never take a break. And maybe it's true, maybe the algorithm will favor my videos if I make more of them, like I used to do in the past. But I'm not worried about it because I don't think it matters. I'm going to make videos when I can and when I want to, and whenever I have something to show you. For me, it helps me build and reach others, not by teaching or instructing, but by sharing. And I think it's a lot more fun and a lot more meaningful to me. It pushes me to experiment with new techniques and new materials, and so I grow. In the next video, I'm hoping to share with you a new way I'm creating nowadays. It's all new to me and I'm quite excited about this new road I'm taking. Here, wait, I can show you something now. This is one of them. I love this process. Can't wait to work on the next video, actually. It's gonna be so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions about this video. I always enjoy and love to hear from you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye! In the new video, I hope I'll mix new materials, and I forgot what else I wanted to say. Better choice of words. I have to say the color vintage something. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Come on, Nitsa, you can do it. I need to drink some coffee. And at the end of the video, we'll talk a little about... Okay, I'm gonna try saying it again. Check out the ebook. It's available on my new website. Okay, starting all over.